let me introduce you to A and B. They're both in their 30s and live a fast-paced city life. A starts her day at 6 o'clock in the morning. She starts her geyser, her water heater, and heads to the kitchen. She puts her coffee to brew and makes herself a quick egg sandwich. The bread is made out of homemade bread. She then reaches out to a box of veggies from the fridge and a marinated piece of chicken breast that she had prepped for the previous night. The chicken goes into the grill and she times it for 30 minutes, exactly the amount of time she's going to take to get ready. The sandwich is neatly packed in a newspaper wrap and kept aside. She goes for a shower, gets ready, and on her way out, she heads to the kitchen. The freshly brewed coffee goes into her travel mug. The chicken breast into her glass lunch box with the veggies. And she's off to go with her bag of breakfast, lunch, and coffee. She has a great day at work, and on the way back, she decides to cook herself a lovely meal. She takes 5 minutes to do her dishes and 10 minutes to prep for the next day. It's 9:30 p.m. and she calls it a night. Now B also wakes up at 6 o'clock, heads straight to the bathroom because she had left the geyser on the previous night, gets ready, drives her way to work, and stops by at a Starbucks on the way. She picks herself a coffee to go in a disposable cup, picks herself a sandwich for breakfast in a cling wrap. Come noon, she calls for her favorite Chinese takeout that also comes in a disposable box. Easy peasy. She comes back, she cooks herself a meal, puts her 5 dishes in the dishwasher. It's 9 p.m. and she calls it a day. Now, did B save time compared to A? Did B also spend more money to save that 30 minutes compared to A? Did she also end up consuming more electricity and water because of the way she leaves her appliances on overnight? And did she also add to the plastic waste because of her takeout habits? Well, yes, 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 and a definite yes. I often wonder what happened to everything that our grandmothers taught us. You know, making your own ghee or dahi at home, or using your old towel as a dish rag. You know, especially at a time when the entire world is awakening to the importance of reuse and repair, all we can really do is look back at how our grandparents truly lived. Oops. So let's talk about a word that's been loosely used and abused left, right, and center today without truly understanding the significance of it. A word that is long, powerful, and totally the need of the hour. Sustainability. Over the years, we've been producing and consuming everything from a straw to appliances in massive quantities, believing that everything that we throw out of our houses get magically absorbed or digested by the planet and that it evaporates from the face of the earth. Isn't that true? But one look at the way our oceans are flooded with plastics. You know, there are plastic islands in the middle of the Pacific. Or the state of our landfills, which are dumped with layers and layers of toxic waste, make us realize that in fact, everything or practically everything that we have thrown out of our houses is lying right here somewhere around. The question is, can this be salvaged? What do you think? Yes. Well, there is good news. So I've been working into the niche, as we call it, of sustainability for the past few years. And I happened to meet a lot of experts, read a lot of books, and met people who've come to a zero-waste lifestyle. But there's only one thing that has really touched my heart and helped me simplify sustainability for all of us. And that is grandma hacks. So everything, literally, our grandparents didn't know any fancy words like sustainability or conscious consumerism. But they surely knew the importance of making the most of every smallest to big item and to really make the most of every penny. Sorry. So, my grandmother, so she was my nani and my dadi both, or as we call it, ajis in Marathi. They used up their old cotton saris or any extra piece of fabric lying in the house to convert it into, tote bags or cushion covers or, everything, everyday useful items. I remember last Diwali, I gifted my nani an amazing set of door-length curtains. The next time I went to her house, so basically she had those windows, but I gifted her those long curtains because they look pretty. So the next time I went there, the curtains were chopped to fit the exact length of the window. And I said, okay, what is this? So she had actually made lovely bags and table mats for all of us, which she gave us as gifts again. At first I was like, what is this? That was a gift from me to you. But then it really made total sense. What you see here are two amazing brands who are doing similar things. Both these brands use waste from manufacturing factories and even waste from consumers' leftover garments to make beautiful products like these. This really reinstates the fact that reusing or upcycling or repurposing what we call scrap can be a commercially viable business opportunity. Now, every time I look at these package-free stores that are cropping up all around the country, the US, the UK, the EU, and also a few now in the south of India, what do they tell us? They tell us, come to our store, get your bags, get your containers, and go back. Package-free, no plastic, no paper, nothing. There are a lot of these zero-waste bloggers who also talk about the same thing. They carry their bags, they carry their containers. If they need to refill their rice or dals, they just carry it to the store, fill it up, and come back. I looked at all this, and I could only think of one thing. Any guesses? The age-old ration stores in our country. How different were they? Well, there's one more example. I don't have a picture for that, though. But we have been seeing the emergence of beauty products that are package-free. Homemade ingredients, soaps, and shampoo bars. I've grown up seeing my grandma using shikakai, rita, and amla. She made some mixture in the kitchen. We had no idea what she did. But believe me, till the last day that she was with her, her hair was long and black and shiny. And what do we see today? All the brands, I don't want to name any brands, but yes, there are so many brands that talk about using homemade remedies, homemade beauty items. Well, all I really want to say is that you can start today. Sustainability is something that is within us. We don't need any outsider or any Western world to tell us how to slow down or how to go back to basics. It's truly Indian. It's truly us. How do you start? Well, there are examples like using stainless steel dabbas. We've all moved to Tupperware. I have grown my entire life using Tupperware, and I remember going to school and saying, hey, I got a Tupperware from school, from the spoon to my box. And my mother used to go crazy if my Tupperware didn't come back. I think that's the state even today. But you will see so many American brands now using stainless steel tiffin boxes, and they are the rage from the left to the right of the Pacific. There is a growing trend of bespoke clothing. What is bespoke? Our parents went to Mangaldas market, got fabrics for themselves, and went to a local tailor. Isn't that one of the most sustainable things to do? And I'll tell you why. The fabric is of your choice. The tailor is of your choice. The fit is of your choice. You don't have to go to a store, browse through thousands of feet of a store, be upset with the fact that nothing fits me. Still you buy it, and that ends up into your wardrobe. Then you open your wardrobe and say, oh, I have nothing to wear. But then why invest in these things? Let's be a little mindful and start taking small steps today right here, okay? So 1, ditch the straw. That's the easiest thing we can do. The next time you go, grab yourself a drink wherever, tell them no straw please. Shop less, mend more. Stitching is an art. It's truly an art. And it's so easy. We all should do something to make our clothes last. And believe me, loved clothes last. So mend more. Carry your own water bottle. That's the easiest thing you can do. There is a certain status or a certain element of eliteness attached to things that are disposable. Like using a packaged water bottle, or not repeating your clothes again, because I have a picture of that on Instagram. That's wrong. How can that happen? But we need to start changing that by making small changes like these. You can also, wow. Well, the whole idea is that you can start doing small things. Compost waste, start thinking about where your waste goes. And composting is fun. I goofed up 3 times. My house stank like a garbage pit. My husband is right here. He's witness to that. Even my garbage guy wouldn't take my compost bin. It was so bad. But give it a try. Shop locally. Keep Sundays for attending a farmer's market. Pick up stuff that you're going to need the rest of the week. And believe me, if all of this doesn't work, and at the end of the day, if you're still lost, just take a minute and ask, what would my grandma do? Thank you.